quick. I'm just now getting up, brushing my hair, eating my Cheerios, whatever. I want to jump on real quick before Emily D. Baker, and I slept in this morning because, as you know, if you were in my live stream last night, it was up real late. I wanted to talk today about why Josh Duggar would not want photographs of his hands, because we were talking about this last night. Everybody was puzzling over it, and I was puzzling over it. Somebody sent me a message and said it had to do with the veins of the back of your hands apparently are as unique as fingerprints, and you can be identified from them. I had no idea, so I had to stop and take a look at that. Took a look at the research on that, and guess what? I started reading articles in the BBC and Wired and all kinds of different magazines. Apparently, in 2006, Sue Black, who's a professor at the University of Dundee's Department of Anatomy and Forensics, made the discovery that, hey, Spicy Pizza, he's been filmed, yes, Diash, hey. Apparently, because she was able to discover that they're unique as fingerprints, the back of your hands, this would come into play only if Josh has been filmed in the act. If he's been filmed in the act of essay of children, then that would come into play. So that is why his lawyers are likely fighting that so hard, because if he has been filmed, it's a conclusive way to prove that it is him, so that he won't be screaming that somebody photoshopped his head onto somebody. I know that Spicy Pizza, the more I read about it, the more excited I got, because that's a really good way, a good technology to have to identify these creeps. And they are creeps. I mean, and they're the kind of creeps that they don't get any better. I don't care how much therapy they have. I don't care if you chemically castrate them. The recidivism rate for these guys is so incredibly high. It's important to catch these guys right away. Hey, Aaron, I was just talking real quick about Josh Duggar, because I'm about to watch Emily D. Baker break down all of his legal paperwork, and I've been waiting for that. I've been waiting for that because while I've looked at it, I looked at it, and I'm not a lawyer. I'm just going to say right up front. I don't pretend to be a lawyer. Unlike certain people, I don't pretend that I know everything. I just look through these things and give them my spin, but I want to hear what Emily D. Baker has to say, particularly on the hand photography thing. I had no idea. That's what happens when technology moves along before you have a chance to take part in it. Think about it. I'm falling off the technology scale. So that's all I wanted to do today, was do just a real quick and say, Josh doesn't want them photographing the backs of his hands because they can use that to match him to filmed or photographed encounters with children. That's why. Story is a whole pile of problematic himself, and he's gotten in trouble with the local law enforcement himself a number of times and been thrown off cases. Emily, Aaron, ding, I'm still drinking iced coffee here. Josh Duggar yesterday, or maybe yesterday, or maybe it was Friday, but it was last couple days. His lawyers filed paperwork saying they wanted the police to throw out photographs they'd taken of the back of his hands. And I couldn't figure that out. It's not like, well, has he got fingernail polish on? What's going on? Why would he be? Somebody told me in the comments that it would be because of the backs of your hands. The vein patterns are unique to each person, which I did not know that. It's just like a fingerprint. It's a unique identifier from person to person. I read that even identical twins have different vein patterns on the back of their hands. So they're trying to get all these photographs of the back of his hands thrown out. And I had to ask why. And when someone said, well, it's that, I went in and Googled this and started reading, and I found a bunch of articles on BBC and on Wired and these different things talking about if they have the kind of prom that somebody seems to like, they can match the back of the hands, the photographs with the vein patterns, to the vein patterns on the hands of guys that participate in this SA of children. They can do backs of the hands, they can do, because they're going to fight it. Most of these guys are going to say, I didn't do that, I didn't do that. Somebody photoshopped my head on there. Argument. The back of the hands don't lie. The vein pattern is so unique from person to person that if they're photographing the back of your hands in a CP case, guess what? They're trying to match you to CP. Now, if you had no fear, you had not participated in CP, and you're making the claim that one of your employees downloaded the pictures or the video, and they have backs of your hands, and they can link that to something. Guess what? They got you. So that's what's going on there. That's exactly right, Karen. I think they're trying to make sure that anything that comes out, then they can deny it, and that's a way. So in a few minutes, Emily D. Baker. Oh, sea breeze. It's hot. It's heavy right now. It's kind of greasy and kind of out of control, but it is. So that's where we are with Josh, and that's what that means. So now I'm going to go because I want to hear what Emily D. Baker has to say about this. I may do a script stream afterwards. Hopefully I'll have clothes on by then. I won't be laying around in my nightgown. But I got to admit, I'm avidly curious as to where we're going with this thing, because it's already taken a couple of twists and turns I didn't anticipate because of things like the hands. Freckles, scars, other identifiers. Some photos are so good you can sometimes identify fingerprints, but I do suspect there's more surprises to come out. The rumor mill has been ablaze. Yes, so much so. Okay, I'm going to go. I'm going to watch Emily D. Baker. I suggest you do the same. She's a lawyer. She knows what all the fingerprints mean. I'm going to put a link in the description here from Wired talking about the history of this and how it came about and how they're using it now. Okay, I may see you guys again shortly.